So everything that can get you disqualified at MEPS. Now, most people think MEPS disqualifies you because you're broken or the system's out to get you, racist, prejudice, or whatever you think. This is not entirely true. Now, a lot of people get disqualified because they walk in unprepared, undocumented, overweight, or nervous, or they're simply just trying to find a way to hide something that the system is built to find. And that's the last thing that you want to do. So you don't want to turn small problems into something that is career-ending situation. Now, a DQ is not always a no, but a lie is, and it can turn into one very quick. So today I'm going to break down what disqualifies you at MEPS in 2026, what waiverable, what paperwork can save you, and the one sentence that you should say if you know something in your history might be an issue. So stay tuned for more. So the medical standard changed to change 6 effective February 3rd, 2026. So if you're watching the video from 2020, 2021, or just a random comment from someone who joined like years ago, just be careful, be mindful of that. Because your friend who got in then is not the same regulations. So I'm going to give you a video roadmap real quick. So you're going to have medical issues. I'm going to go over body fat, tattoos, drugs, paperwork, waivers, and the exact question to ask your recruiter before you go to MEPS. So stay to the end because the biggest MEPS mistake that happened is not asthma, it's not weight, tattoos, or weed, it's panic. Because you end up saying too much, more than you need. Number 1, hiding documented information. Now, this is the fastest way to ruin yourself. If something is in your record, such as surgery, asthma, ADHD, medication, counseling, a criminal charge, prescription, or even it's a hospital visit, don't try to play hide and go seek with a process that is built to find all this documentation. So, the main issue may be waivable. Your lie may not be. So, what to do in this situation is tell your recruiter early. Ask what documentation that MEPS need. And make sure you keep your story nice and boring, accurate, and consistent. Trust me on this. Number 2, asthma or airway issues after the age of 13. Now, the standard looks at asthma, reactive airway disease, exercise-induced breathing issues, symptoms like wheezing, chest tightness, or inhaler-type medication after 13. That does not mean automatic disqualifier. So your dream is not over. It just means that your package needs some type of documentation and some type of testing. So don't show up saying like, oh, I think I had asthma once. Show up with the records. Number 3, mental health history. This is where people either panic too hard or lie too easy. And trust me, I know a lot of y'all like to lie. ADHD, anxiety, depression, medication, counseling, hospitalization, self-harm history. These are not random small talk topics at MEPS. These are standard-driven categories. So I'm going to give you context. Context matters. Dates, severity, treatment, stability, work, or even this work performance or school performances, these symptoms have to be current or have a history of or some type of thing that's going on. But a messy story can wreck that. So make sure when you explain stuff not to reveal too much. Now, number 4, vision, color vision, depth perception, and hearing. Now, this may blindside a lot of healthy people. No pun intended. Because it's something you can't actually feel or you can't really gauge the level of like severity of the situation because you can run fast, lift heavy, and still fail at the station because your eyes and ears don't meet the standard. Now, quick fix, get your eyes checked before you go to MEPS. Bring prescription info. Do not just discover at MEPS that you had a good eye and you've been carrying the whole entire time. Oh, I only can see out my good eye, but you're blind out the right. That's going to be an issue. Make sure you get that verified before you step into MEPS. Number 5, heart, blood pressure, and pulse. Now, some people create their own delay here. They show up either dehydrated, overcaffeinated, nervous, running on 3 hours of sleep. Now, blood pressure can look like you're trying to escape a building or you running from police. It can spike up really fast and you don't want to have that issue. So quick fix. Make sure you just have some good sleep, hydrate, eat normal, and don't walk in on a 2-hour energy drink fighting for custody of your heartbeat. Just don't overdo it. Number 6, joint, spine, surgeries, and hardware. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to explain what that means a little bit. So shoulders, knees, ankles, back pain, scoliosis, dislocation, and ACL repairs. And the hardware is screws and plates and etc. That body mechanics section matters because basic training is not just a desk job. You're going to be doing a lot of intensive physical training. So make sure you bring some reports, clearance notes, physical therapy records, and proof you can actually function now and not 20 years ago, 5 years ago, when you was a young whippersnapper or whatever, right? Anyway, that goes into my point regardless. So if you're over the weight screening, and so you can get taped, it's not a big deal. But if you're over the body fat standard, that process can stop. You can stop that process. Now, number 7, height, weight, and body fat. Now, this one hurts because this is going to affect you when you're in the Army as well before you even join. So be mindful of this. And this is something that is the most controllable, unless you have some type of medical issue in regards to that, but that has to be annotated anyways. So if you're over that screening weight, you can get taped. Not a big deal. But if you're over that body fat standard, that can stop the process. Tape measures have no feelings. It does not care if you're lighter yesterday or 3 days ago. Tape at that moment when you actually do your stuff. So make sure you know your weight, know your waist, create a buffer, and do not try to become disciplined the night before or take any type of drugs or Ozempic to try to rapidly lose weight. That's going to be bad for your body regardless. Now, number 8, tattoos. Now, this isn't medical, but it can still block you now. So AR 670-1 covers prohibited tattoo content and location. So your face, head, certain neck and hand areas, extremist, racist, sexist, indecent, gang-related, or otherwise that is considered as policy problem tattoos can stop you from enlisting. Now, quick fix. Before you get new ink, check the policies. Do not let tattoos block your career that's going to have a lot of education benefits, healthcare, training, and opportunity. Now, number 9, drug, alcohol, and test failures. So, in 2026, the Army enlistment regulation removed the waiver required for 1 single conviction of marijuana possession or drug paraphernalia. Now, this is a legal process change, not a permission to use drugs, by the way. So, if you test positive, you just might have a harder process. So, if you test positive again, the consequence can now be permanent. So, policy changes doesn't mean that anything can go. It's not a free-for-all now. So, be mindful of that, too. Number 10, paperwork problems. Missing court depositions, unpaid fines, court custody documents, dependency issues, prior service records, school records, social security documents. Paperwork is a lay that everyone faces every single day. MEPS is not just a physical, it is a paperwork gauntlet. So that's something that make sure you have all your documents ready or ask beforehand on what stuff do I need in regards to your situation. Now, waivers, where people get their hopes back. Now, this is the part that most people need to hear. Disqualified does not always mean rejected. So a DQ just simply means that the standard flagged you, right? And a waiver just means that the Army looked at your specific case and decided whether you're still an acceptable risk. That's why 2 people with the same exact conditions can get 2 completely different answers. So, different timelines, different records, different severities, different branch needs, and also different documentation. So, the people who typically win the waivers usually do 3 things. They have a good recruiter, for sure. They tell the truth early. They bring clean documentation, and they simply stay patient. Now, the waiver process can work with medical history, but it cannot work with you if you try to destroy your credibility. So make sure you just be forthcoming and make sure you make things happen on time, prompt, and hit the suspense date. Here's a sentence that I promise you. Recruiters, this is my history. What exact records do I need to submit so MEPS can make a clean decision? Now, that sentence simply just make you sound more mature. It shows that you're not hiding. It turns panic into paperwork. So you don't walk in the MEPS scared, walk in prepared. Know your medical history, know your legal history, know your weight, bring documentation, tell the truth, be transparent. And a condition might delay you, but a lie can define you and also permanently disqualify you as well. So comment that 1 MEPS issue you're worried about, whether it's asthma, weight, ADHD, tattoos, court stuff, anything. And I'll build follow-up videos from those biggest comments. Subscribe because I'm breaking down MEPS, waivers, recruiters, jobs, and stuff that you may need to know before you sign. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'm out. Boom.